So, hello and welcome to the Poddycast, or the Jumpcast podcast, where we discuss video games and we discuss what's happening around them. We have a few notes that we've got written down, all that kind of stuff. You should be aware who Fidra Gaming is. If you don't, he was on the last channel. Do you want to just give them a quick introduction just in case they didn't see you last time?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Video Gaming. I mostly stream video games on Twitch and kind of give an opinion of how they are once I finish
Cool.
them.
Obviously, you can see all his links in the description if you do ever want to go jump into his channel. But right now, let's get to this session of what we're going to be talking about. Shall we talk about the big hitter topic first, or shall we talk about some of the little ones? I think the big hitter might be the best way to go.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about one of the big hitter games, and it's Mindseye. Mindseye has been out for just a tad, and I've played it, and I think there's some issues with it. What do you think, Fedra?
Yeah, I have not played it.
You've seen videos on it.
I've seen a lot of things on
about.
It drove me away from it.
I was playing it before we did this stream just to make sure that I was definitely, like, you know, when you have to, like, just double check something, just like, this thing's quite not perfect, this thing's quite bad, I just want to double check that I'm definitely not imagining things. And I was doing that, and I spotted some things in the game, like there was flying trash going around the roads. Like, why? A sandstorm probably, but okay, let's talk about the good things they got correct. They got traffic correct. That's a fun.
Right.
Well done with the traffic. You got traffic jams on point. I don't think that's a good thing. There's no consequence, I like to say, inside the game. I've mentioned this to you. There's no police. I was able to shoot people and run people over.
Yeah, that's one thing I've seen a lot. Just you can completely, you have no consequence whatsoever, so you can murder as many people as you want. There's never any cops. Or the police robots.
Yeah, no. Okay, so there's no consequence. Nothing bad that can sue you as a person. Like, apart outside the firefights, because okay, number one, it's an open world map. Yeah, it's an open world map. Yep, you can drift on any road as long as you're going the right route of the mission. And there's no actual big map. There's a mini map in the corner, but there's no big map in the game that you can go to actually see where you're going. So it's an open world path map. I don't know if that's a game title or anything, but it definitely invented a new one.
Right.
It's an open world waypoint game.
Yeah. It's actually made me wonder, because in our last one, we brought up our worries were if the game wasn't going to be open world enough. And maybe the problem is that it was too open world for what they wanted it to be.
How
that's fair to say?
I was hoping, I was debating, how are they going to make this a good game? Clearly, Leslie Benzie was on it, and you had this kind of oh, this is going to be amazing, because it's that guy, it's that ex-Rockstar guy. This is going to be good. It's got a side play to Rockstar. This is going to be the Rockstar competitor. How do you put it? The Rockstar killer? That's what it was originally.
Yeah, Rockstar killer is
title.
The word going around.
So Leslie Benzie, he's gonna take them down.
Yeah, it's weird, and kind of going into it, not to make it the biggest thing, because it's not the biggest part of the gaming news of it, but I do just want to point the thing at. I saw that tweet that went around about the guy that, not Leslie Bentley, it's somebody else that works there. I don't know. It probably doesn't even matter. But I saw that there was that tweet about, he's saying that Rockstar wants to make them. Oh yeah, we're getting hate messages or hate bots brought to us from Rockstar. I'm sorry. No, you weren't.
No,
your game is the thing that shows that off. There is nothing that Rockstar did that will ever be. I just don't see Rockstar being the blame. Like that to me seems like that's don't know if cop out is a word, but it just seems like he's not taking the responsibility for that. I don't know.
I,
I don't really know how to put that
why?
exactly. It's just
How can
a
you
weird thing
like?
for me.
Okay, when I'm going into a game and I see a flying robot where it shouldn't be walking, and the mini map is closed off to me, the world looks great, but it's controlled exploration where I can't actually go anywhere. Like, I think the game. Here's the issue for me: the game doesn't know what it wants to be. Like, it's given me a world that I can explore without giving me the exploration. It's got traffic jams all over the streets, so clearly there's these people that are walking and all that kind of stuff. So I, as a player, am thinking, right, the best way to get past this traffic is to go around the side routes, but I'm going to run people over, and I've got to think of consequences in my head. But it removes that because there's no consequence, because the cops can't come after you because there's no cops in the game. So, like, why, like, development time and pushbacks are a thing that people do, and the reason they do them is because the games aren't ready and not set for release. If the game isn't ready and it's not ready for release, don't release the game. It's not. You shouldn't be releasing games that are unpolished and are unready. The game looks nice, and it's got good cutscenes, and it's got a nice story, but a game is made of flesh and bones. You can't just put the bones in without the extra bits in. You can't. You can put the structure of the game, but you've got to. If you're going to put a map in, let us explore. Otherwise, get rid of it. Just put us mission to mission. But it's in one place and then put us to another.
Yeah, and I fully think, especially with Rockstar has delayed GTA6 an entire year from like May. It's an entire year from then. With them having done that, I easily think what they should have done was, okay, we've got months now that we could make this game. If they want to see this as a game that could, end up to GTA and possibly defeat it, we now have all this time to work on this game and make it better. And they still sent it out instead of deciding to hold it back. And I'm fully for that. Like, I don't think it's an issue if a game decides it wants to take longer to come out. Because at least then, in that game came out, it was the best they could possibly have done by then. With the budget and all that. Because I know there's also that issue of the longer you delay a game, the more the budget rises, and you might not profit as much on it in the end. And be an issue, but it almost feels to me like the release day of how it is if they couldn't have pushed it back, it makes me wonder, did it come to conclusion of how much money they had? Like, did they run out of funds?
No. Okay. Do you know the content roadmap for Mindseye, by the way? Okay, I'm gonna read the content roadmap. Okay, you ready for it?
I don't actually.
But for the people that are watching you, I'm gonna put this on screen for you so you can actually see this. I don't know if this is 100% official, but numerous people have posted this, so I'm taking this as official. So I will double check. But what it says on the content roadmap, it says content roadmap 2025 future summer, special collaborations. Don't know what that means. Community updates. Okay. And new missions. Also comes with extra missions and new pack. Okay, seems kind of normal. In fall, it's new single player modes. Yes, that's cool. Then underneath it says multiplayer, so you can kind of see the direction that I think this game wants to take. Because there's a difference between co-op and multiplayer. This says multiplayer, so it's going to be something like online-ish. And then it says new missions. And then underneath it says extra missions and new pack. In winter, this is what it says for the winter stuff. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Okay, because you mentioned that I said like there's no world map. Yeah. This is what it says for winter. It says special collaborations, and then underneath it says free roam updates. What does free roam updates mean? That's an interesting one, isn't it? I think every single player is like, if we wait till winter, maybe they'll give us maps so we can explore. Because a game that's like concentrated on not allowing you to explore outside of a certain boundary areas. Why would you rename something that says free roam update? Like, what does that mean?
Right. Well, now, I could be totally wrong about this as well, and this is where you might have to correct me on this. But from what I've heard, there's like 3 ways they made this game. You had the story element, which made you go from point A to point B. You had free roam, which was kind of like its own thing. You actually had to start like a free roam style thing. And then for PC, you had that whole Mindseye map creator thing that was supposed to tie in with the free roam.
Oh, honestly,
Is that what the story? I don't know.
It's weird. I don't know how to talk about free roam on this game because, like I keep saying, it doesn't really know what it wants to be. I mean, number one, there's a map. You can clearly see. You can go down different roads. They've built a physical map. But there's a waypoint, and you can't steer off the waypoint. There's no consequences, no cops, as I mentioned before. There's actual realistic traffic jams. You can shoot 1 or 2 people without ruining the mission. You're locked into driving a set vehicle. Why? Like, I can run people over, so I can be a criminal, but I must stick to making only sure I drive a certain car.
Exactly. I don't know.
I just don't know what
really
wants to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like when we were discussing that earlier, you can't figure out for sure if the game is trying to make you this good guy because I can't rob people, I can't do this and that, but I can slaughter a bunch of people on the roads, which is making me the best good guy I can be.
What are you trying to tell us what you want us to be?
Exactly.
There are these games that make people do like a leap run over if you try to drive over them, so you can't actually get them. This doesn't even try. You can just run them.
Yeah.
I can shoot one of the people that work at the agency and not get fired from the agency. How does that go into the next mission? It's like, welcome back. Yeah, me, the guy that shot that guy. Yeah, you. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know how much for you on like the side of it with bugs and stuff. How much
I didn't get
that way.
I don't know if I can't tell between a bug and a feature inside that game. Like I was driving on a road, a bin flew across. I like a proper trash bin flew across, and I was thinking, is that a bug or a feature?
Yeah, it was like some of the people that were playing it that I watched would have an issue where like I think sort of towards the beginning when you're supposed to go and check out your office at the agency, he gets out of his car, he walks over to the door, and all of a sudden the game says, "Mission failed, you strayed too far from objective," and he was right next to his objective. He goes, "Huh?" So he kept having that issue happen a lot where the game was telling him he was straying from his mission objective and he would be right next to it. And I was like, Ooh, that is not. That's one of like the worst bugs I've seen. Worse than some of the crashes that were going on. I think at that rate.
Okay, we can't ignore
Oh.
the big issue here because like, and I will put this down because like you've got to compare like the whole big story of why this game got lots of attraction is because the game director inside this game worked at Rockstar. He was a big part of, or he's a part of Rockstar 5. I think you said Red Dead Redemption or something.
I think he had some stuff to do with Red Dead Redemption.
But yeah, okay. So there's a lot of Rockstar stuff, or a little bit of Rockstar stuff he's been a part of, or something. And if that's the case, then you've kind of got to go like, what type of Rockstar stuff is really brought over here? And like I said before to you, when I was explaining stuff to you, and we had a discussion about it before the podcast, we were talking about like how GTA is a very big show and tell. Like I was talking about things like in GTA 5, there are buildings, you can look at them, you can go into them, and all that kind of stuff. And then you said in GTA 6, so far of what you've heard, it could be the game where you're allowed to go and you can see loads of buildings and you can pretty much go into quite a lot of them. Probably not all of them, but because of what we can see, it does seem like there's a lot of stuff we can go into, yeah? So in that case, like, Rockstar's this big show and tell type, like, it does these show and tell type things where it places buildings down, you can go inside them, you can explore, and I think that's great because it just kind of gives you that element of going like, this isn't just an empty map, this is an open world exploring map that you can do a lot of stuff inside. Not everything is constructed down to one thing, and they did end online, and it gave you casinos, nightclubs, and pretty much anything you'd want to play as a player. And I hope that goes into GTA 6, and it looks like it as well. But again, on the competitor, which is Mindseye, it looked like there was a lot of stuff there, but there wasn't a lot of things you could interact with. And I was like, you're coming with experience from Rockstar, and you're not including those bits. Like, okay, let's skip past this,
Right.
Because like, Rockstar 6, what do you think of the next GTA 6 is going to be? Because you said the delay was good or something along those lines.
Well, I'm not sure on how it'll wind up being. I think my big point there was mostly that if you delay a game, usually you wind up with a better thing in the end. But personally, I think from everything of Rockstar 6 as a whole, I really think that they've taken a lot of what you could do in Red Dead Redemption 2, and they implemented that into, this bigger. What is the world's name? It's a fake version of Florida, but I can't remember the name. But it's just like you see in that trailer, it looks like your characters just are real.
Vice City.
Like I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Jason, the main character, has that same mechanic that John and Arthur do in Red Dead Redemption, where you can physically grow a beard.
That would be sick.
I could see that.
I mean,
fully.
it's Rockstar. I think the characters are going to be able to have beards and all that kind of stuff. But just bringing that up, if there's a growing mechanic in the game, that would be interesting. Could you imagine if it's for the woman as well?
Yeah.
There's like like her head grows longer.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Like it would bring this, like, you see a lot of it with Red Dead Redemption, where everybody has their own style of how Arthur looks. It seems, and each one of them is so unique. You can make Arthur look like the most, like a gentleman or whatever, and then you'll see somebody else that'll make him look like, he's been living on the streets or stuff like that, or he's a farmer or whatever. Like, there are people that have just completely altered entire looks just due to difference in how long you keep their beards, and it really works.
Those
with the styling
there's the like. There's so much options in Red Dead Redemption 2 that I just like. It's a game set in the Wild West. You would think it was limited, and it's not limited. It and just like the elements of being able to make your character look exactly what you want him to look like there are gameplays where I've played through the game and I'm like, I just want to play with. I just want to grow the beard as long as I can in this playthrough. That's all I wanted. Let's be fair though, Arthur does a lot better with a beard. At least in my opinion, I think he looks class.
Yeah, I always had him have. Yeah, I wouldn't always have it fully grown, but the one playthrough I remember with Arthur was I gave him this, like, I think it was that gambler suit was what they named it, where it was like black and red and all that, and I would just give him somewhat full beard, and he just looked like he made sense. When you would get to the missions where it was Arthur, Hosea, and Dutch all together, those three looked like they were the leading members of this gang. Because if you dress Arthur to look fancy, he looks like he belongs with those two all the time. It was like, oh wow. Like I'd see those cutscenes and I was just, oh, he honestly looks like he leads this gang as well.
I think I think that would be the only thing with Red Dead Redemption. I think that the outfit choices were limited. If you get what I'm saying with that, if you played the game, there is a few outfit choices. But what you can do with the outfits is limited. But I'm not. I don't think I'm too bothered. I think there's enough in there to make me satisfied. I just wish there was a bit more choice. But I think that's generally because Rockstar, its cousin, gave you a lot of choice with outfits.
Right. Yeah. I love that. I think Rockstar. Red Dead does it too. GTA might even do this, but I like that they allow you to do minute things to outfits to change them up. Like shirts, you can decide if you want the sleeves down or rolled up. The button collars, you can decide if you want the top button undone or together. I believe the one I'm talking about is Red Dead Redemption 2 with those.
Oh, okay.
But I think I believe GTA 5 actually lets you with some outfits decide if you want like a hoodie on or a hoodie off. I think that's
Grand Theft Auto Online
and like the sleeves roll.
And that would be a really cool thing if Grand Theft Auto 6 allows you to like have a hoodie and control whether the hoodie's up or down. That would be sick. Oh, that would be kind of cool. Right. I'd be like, hey, robbing the store, hood up. Yeah, and like I think it'd be awesome if minute changes like that have a lot to do with kind of like how they had that wanted system in Red Dead Redemption 2. You could like say like you bring a mask and all that and you wear your hoodie on, and they're looking for a guy with that specific hoodie and all that, so you can alter just like the hoodie. I mean, they kind of already do that, but it'd be interesting if just like minute just really throw off cops. I guess that's where I'm curious on how their one system is going to play with that as well. How like if it's a lot like how Fives is, where you can something as simple as literally duck in a bush, and the cop has to get all the way up to the bush before he can see you. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. Stuff like that to get away would be amazing. GTA 4, you said on GTA 4 there was the one mission that you liked, and it was like a heist mission, yeah. And then in GTA 5, they expanded on it, didn't they? So like obviously. Yeah, because it was, I think GTA 4 was towards the end of it, you robbed a big bank with Percy, who actually is somebody you can hire in GTA 5 to go on the mission with you if you find them. But and then in the 5th game, they had 3 different robberies.
Well, I guess 4. One of them doesn't really count in my eyes though, because the moment you get it done, Lester shows up and he's like, "Yeah, take it back," and you don't get any
That
money
was
from
the
it.
boat one. I remember that one.
I don't like that one.
It's like, yeah, we robbed loads. Is it? No. To take
like,
it back. That's no. Do not keep. The disappointment.
I had to play
on
that
Lester's.
mission.
Is it not Lester? It's on Trevor's face when he's like, huh?
Yeah, my newer version of that game broke for me on that mission. That's why I remember that one so well, because I could only play one way of. That was the killing it from the boat instead of the flying a submarine out and finding it and then flying all the way back. Whenever I would play the one where you flew out, my game would crash. I don't know why it hated that mission.
That's
I could
annoying.
never fix it either. Yeah, it was just like a thing for only my copy, because I was like, is this issue happening to anyone else? And
I'd like to say
yeah,
the only thing is it's just like, luckily there wasn't a mission, like a money thing situation going on there, because if you could earn more money going the other way, you'd just be so disappointed. It's like, no, we didn't earn any money from this mission either way, so it doesn't really matter in that particular one. It's just,
that was always
I just want to find out what happens the other way.
Yeah, I would always play those. The sit that was like your designed sit to play the game, where you wound up with the most of income at the end of the game. I always played those with the worst employees because I knew they died. And I was like, if they die, pick up their bags, you get the money, and it's less you're paying other people. So I always made it the worst people when it came to having to buy all the businesses.
I go with,
and then I'd go back and play with the best after.
There's a limitation, yeah. So like, every time if one of those bad characters, so you get tiered different characters, yeah, but certain tiers, so for example, not all the bad tiers will cause a character's death. So if you select a bad tier and they survive, yeah, they rank up to a mid tier, and you can use the mid tier for the next set of rounds. That makes sense. So it's like, you could get away with using, you could get away with keeping all the bad or characters alive to the very last section, and then just use all those bad characters to do the particular ending of the game. I'm not going to go into it, but you get what I'm saying. You can play the game in numerous ways, and I think that's what is really cool about the game. Okay, do you think they're going to carry heists on to the next Grand Theft Auto game? And do you think there's going to be more than, let's say, 4 or 5 of them?
Yeah, so I know that, like, mission-wise, there's going to be a decent number of, and the reason I say I don't know personally, I haven't seen it, but the reason my brain goes with I know that is they tell you, I don't know if you've already seen some of the descriptions, but, they've already given you the idea of who some of the characters are. There's this one guy in a white suit, and I can't remember his name right now. His role is literally that he is a bank robber. You hook up with him, and you guys are guaranteed to go steal stuff, is basically how they painted it. And so I'm guessing any mission that you are sit with this guy is going to be sit-ups for heists and then doing heists, because that's just how they really painted that character. Now, how many will there be with him? That I don't know. But I hope there's at least a decent sit. My thing that I want more than anything is a really big thing I've been seeing, especially in the second trailer, is the freedom of just how much Jason and
Raul Batista.
Drawing a blank on her name. But
yeah, Raul Batista, experience counts, confident charms, cunning, rules, a seasoned bank robber, always on the hunt for talent, ready to take the risk that brings the biggest reward. That's his description.
Yeah, so I feel like he's going to be your like the guy that you do big jobs with, just from the way they describe him. And when you see him in the trailer, like this dude is jumping over stuff, just blasting cops away. It's like, holy cow, they're really
I
going
like
all
the
out with
fact they
this
use
one
the
guy.
word seasoned bank robber. Like, he's done it. He's made quite a bit of cash, and he's, happy with his life. Like, there are pictures of him on here where he's just like leaning next to a boat. Like, he looks quite wealthy from his adventures. He also looks quite old, so you can like see the fact that this guy is probably been there, done that, and is probably now kind of retired from his bank robbing days. I feel like there's going to be like a thing where you're going to be like, obviously it's GTA. It's a bunch of people that are quite happy with their lives, and then all of a sudden, everyone gets involved with each other, and things go 0 to 100. And this guy definitely looks like he's going to be a big part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, my thing is, I guess the mechanic that I'm kind of talking about kind of already exists in 5. It's just not to like a heist standpoint, but like, you know how like you can call up Michael and Trevor if you're playing as Franklin, and the three of you can go around and shoot everything up together, or just go have drinks.
Yeah.
That mechanic is kind of the mechanic I want them to go into. If you and is Jacob's, I think she's supposed to be his girlfriend in that game, is her name. But I want to see like them have this element to where like if you guys are going out together, you can sit up robbing tiny stores.
Exactly.
And like it be fully fledged. Like you can tell whichever character you're not playing, you make sure these people don't call the cops while I do this. That would be amazing. I'm fully set on. I don't think they'll go this route, but I would love it if you could have a co-op element to this.
Why? Game. Like that would be like, cool.
This is something so cool.
Like you can see it there. 2 people in a relationship together. If you
it's like how many missions are they going to have without the other one, right?
Whether you're okay, there are 2 ways that a co-op could really beneficially make this happen. Because could you imagine like the discussion of 2 people like going like, all right, I'll play as Lucia and you play as Jason.
Right.
It's gonna have a bunch of fights going like, no, I want to be Jason. No, that's all the 7-year-olds in the world going to play the game.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I think that game is going amazing no matter what it does. But yeah, this is something that's always spun around in my head, and I kind of feel like I need to say it when it comes to describing GTA games. GTA 6, I think, could far every other GTA game. But I also want to be that guy that says, for the people out there that are like, GTA 6 is going to beat GTA 5. In my eyes, I think I've kind of already said this before. I don't know. GTA 5 is not the best story-driven game that gives you a lot of stuff to do. It is a great story game. But GTA 5... Okay, so for me, GTA 5 has a great story. But once you're done with that story, it just... I have no one to play. Like, I can go and get these collectibles. Yes, I'm done with that. Cool. Can replay the missions, get gold. Okay, but what can I do free roam based after I'm done with that game?
I could have 2 billion, but there are only 10 cars to choose from.
Yeah, and that's where I think GTA Online far exceeds that. But I'm kind of one of those few people that ranks GTA Online in a separate category.
I agree with you on that.
Which I guess it kind of can be because A is being sold as its own game now. or GTA Online is being sold as its own game now. But story-wise, which one of the story games do I think has had the most amount of content that's let you still do stuff after
Red Dead
completing
Redemption.
it? I firmly believe, yeah, in a GTA style setting, I think that it would be GTA San Andreas. But I agree with you on Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah, no, in Rockstar, if like with Red Dead Redemption 2 being the game that's made after GTA, I really hope that Rockstar San Diego, the people that made that game, share detail with Rockstar North. Obviously, they're part of the same organization. I just hope there's a lot of stuff that they take from that they pass over to this next thing. Also, if I have to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 in this scenario, yeah, Epilogue was just more lovely extra ending stuff. What do you think about the epilogue in like, without spoiling too much, but like, what do you think about the epilogue in Red Dead Redemption 2? Do you think it was a good thing?
Yeah, me myself, I liked that they did that. Because without spoiling it that much, my brain basically says it fills in the gap.
It does.
Kind of what happened between the start of the first game and John at the ending-ish area of the second game.
And I think there was I agree.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that way was just done so well to do it that way, because it was funny. I hadn't bought in that game yet. I just remember thinking to myself one day, because I was still in high school when it came out. I was sitting there and I was like, I remember how the end of the first game was. I wonder if they're going to do that again. Mad that they do that to Arthur. And sure enough, right after I said that, I looked at a video and they're like, this is what happens. And I was like, oh, all that.
So here's something surprising, which I quite kind of like. Okay, let's just be honest here. I thought they were done with like GTA 5 online. Sorry, GTA Online. Because I thought, okay, we've had 2 trailers now, and everyone's gonna be super hyped for this, Grand Theft Auto 6 game. This is gonna be the thing for them, and we're gonna stop seeing updates for Grand Theft Auto Online. I was wrong. They came up with this money front update, where I'm not quite sure if you've heard about this, or have you seen it? Yeah. I haven't played it yet. I'm still waiting. You can talk about this one a bit more than I can then. But it looked like there was actually quite and I say for an online update, it looked quite a bit like they put a lot into this. Like they went like, okay, let's see what more we can put into an update. And they were like, car wash, this stuff, that stuff. I was like, yeah, well, they're not slowing down. And I hope they don't, because this looks really cool. Do you think we're gonna get a finale update before GTA 6 comes out? Do you think this is the last one, or do you think we're gonna get like a final farewell?
Oh, I don't know, because this update is kind of funny with how it works, because there's talk about like any update that comes after this update and to tie into it. But I have firmly been on this mindset of, if they want to do a final hurrah update for that game, what they need to do, the one guy that is still playing that game, and definitely that is on that member team, and he loves that game to death.
Say it.
Ned Luke, why are they not bringing Michael back?
Do you think this has been their thing from the beginning?
You have had,
like, from the very first update. Do you reckon they were like, no, we're gonna save Michael. until the very last moment.
I really hope they do decide to do it. And there's been that kind of thought of like, what would you do with him? And I've gotten to thinking, well, I don't know if this might kind of be a spoiler. Just heads up to anybody.
I think I know where you're going with this, but I would.
What are you doing? It's 13 years old. But yeah, my mindset of this is he becomes a movie director. Why not buy into that movie place to help him out with film?
I've never thought about this
Or
in like what that update could be, but I could see that being a thing.
yeah, and that was like when I thought about that, I was like, perfect, because they haven't put any that area yet, and this newest update is really great. You don't I can't really spoil it because there's not content that's available per se in this. But let's just say if you've played this game and you have owned every other business, this car wash is worth buying. Because what this car wash does is since it's used as a money laundering front.
Yeah, as far as I've heard,
so you have.
Isn't it like an easier way? Sorry, I get it. Is it an easier way to control all the money that you make throughout all your facilities?
It pretty much doubles it. So if you have every business that you can possibly own, you are making an increased daily income from the safe at the car wash as well. So if you own all 23
Businesses.
other, viable lands of this, you are making like upwards to like 500,000 by days passing in this game on top of what's already being made.
Between that and the nightclub alone, you can make quite a bit of money.
Yeah, so it depends on the value of each business. Like, yes, what if you fully upgraded the nightclub with, it doing that automated stuff? Yes. Then what this does is it sees that you own the nightclub, so it's like, okay, $525 extra because you own the nightclub. I don't own every business, but the businesses that I do own, I think I own 12 of the 23 businesses you can own, and it was telling me that I get an extra $125,000 a day just in that safe. And the content of that game is great too, because the missions are kind of, they're intertwined because you own a car wash, so you wash cars as a legal side of the business, and then if you want to be illegal with your money front side, illegal businesses there too. And they're all missions.
They're slowly starting to just throw away cash. They're just giving players cash. They know their next game is around the corner, and they're not scared to go like, okay, no, okay, right, you've played this game long enough. Here's a bit of reward. Here's a bit of reward to the players that have been playing it for this long. Yeah,
pretty much. If you start this game tomorrow, you can buy the car wash. That's how cheap they made the car wash. It was only like 100,000.
I did not. I thought it'd be like $1 million venture. So.
It's super cheap.
Buy the car wash for super cheap, and we'll make you earn loads of money from it. That's nice.
Yeah, because there's 3 businesses with it. You own that one. You own the I don't know if I really can say it here, but you own the shop by the beach that's for.
GTA really got interesting for me. Like it's always been in and out, but it really got back into being interesting when you were allowed to do like all these, like heist missions in solo lobbies. And I thought, okay, that's where people are going to start really getting into this. Yeah. And then after that, you can kind of like going like, okay, this is where it gets a bit more interesting. They're actually giving stuff to the players. They're not putting them in that competitive situation all the time where they have to dodge a flying bike while trying to complete a mission. Like, they're aware that they put some stuff in the game that's not nice, and they fix that. And when you can start seeing the games actually taking responsibility for some of the actions that they've put in, it goes like, okay, now they're being nice, but they've also allowed us to have these things, so we can now use these things without having to worry about other people around us. Which is a really cool thing, and I just like the fact that they're being nice to players now, and they're giving stuff away, and they know this because like they know GTA 6 is around the corner, and they're gonna lose all their audience pretty fast,
right,
when that game comes out. Do you think any of this will pass on to that?
Yeah, I hope so. Like, if anything, they could get rid of all the content. I don't mind that, but I would really like the ability of kind of doing like how they tried to do with the PS3 version of online, where like they made this whole thing of like you flying on a plane instead of coming out of prison, which I don't know when that switched, but it'd be cool if like you import your online guy from 5
That
over
would be
6,
cool.
and maybe he has to start fresh, but it'd be nice to have like something
Like a
that
little
game
bit of
come
reward, not too much, not like the extensive everything, but like if you imported your character from Grand Theft Auto 5 and you've at least this level, then we'll kickstart you off with $1 million and a car. That's okay. At least that gets me kickstarted.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that would be like super fun way of doing it. And yeah, I just think it'll do really well for that. I guess my thing that kind of makes me wonder on that though is if GTA 6's version of online is going to kind of do what GTA 5 did, where you had the story, a few months later you had the online. So I think it'll kind of take place.
I really want them to do a
launching it.
thing, and I'll tell you what I really want them to do a thing on. Have you heard of Star Citizen? Okay, Star Citizen is looking into doing server hopping. Do you know what server hopping is? Okay, so let's go around with it. So what it means by server hopping? Okay, so it's simply when you said plane, I was like, they could do that with the server hopping. So there are different servers, yeah, and then on different servers, they're different maps, yeah. And seamlessly, when you travel from one, and in Star Citizen, when you travel from one solar system to the next solar system, I think they've only got 2 at the moment. But when you travel from one to the other, you're switching servers as you're doing that. So you're keeping the same character, you're switching servers. I really hope that GTA Online turns into like a GTA World Online, where they include different maps, but they separate it by different content in zones. So could you imagine being on a plane and then flying to Los Santos or going over to Liberty City via a plane, and you get to play in those particular locations, and all you're doing is when you're going from one to the other, you're just server hopping between 2 locations. So it's like I'm getting on a plane, I have to wait like 20 minutes to get from A to B, but like that, at least I'm then like in there and I can join this server with other players. It might.
Yeah, I feel
it's
like
a cool concept.
I don't know if it's exactly server hopping, but I feel like there's kind of, they could even do the situation that Call of Duty has started to do, where Call of Duty is basically a activation browser, and you have 3 games you can play in that one app now.
Yeah.
But maybe they could do something like that as well, where they set it up as more of a hub, and you can just have the character jump between the 2 if it's an issue to make this world go together. I could see it fully being done either way. I think the thing that might make it hard to make it be
a reality in this situation, yeah,
server hop-ish. I think the issue you run into there is if GTA 6 comes out a lot more graphically bigger and like looks more real, like has a more realistic look to it than how 5 is. I think then if you hop between the servers, you're gonna get a little bit of like a problem with the graphics wanting to stick between both, you know? Unless they can update GTA Online to have that graphic. you as well, which is amazing. But well, I could see it, and at the same time, I don't know how well it would work, because this would depend on, can your console handle it. Also, since they're really bringing up consoles right now before going on a PC.
All right, so kind of like we're hearing that near the end of the podcast. I can't believe how actually long we've been talking for. But I thought I'd just round up this session based on some things that are actually going to be coming out next. Are you? What I'm going to do is I'm going to name some games out, and then you tell me your thoughts on them real quickly. You ready for it? Okay, cool. So Mafia: The Old Country. Thoughts, impressions?
I think that game's going to do pretty well. I mean, Mafia games seem to have been kind of really having
good time lately, haven't?
Yeah. Yeah, like I haven't seen one of those. Well, I guess 3 was easy, but other than that, they did pretty good.
Some people. All right, second game on the list. Gears of War Reloaded. So it's the reloaded version of Gears of War. So it's Gears of War 1 remake.
That's the one they gave
or rebrand.
Yeah, that they. Okay, so yeah, that was the one that they also gave over to PlayStation to start playing. I think due to them doing that, it'll probably bring a lot of the PlayStation crowd in, which kind of light the fire of the game. I haven't played it yet, but I probably will down the road.
Okay. It's Xbox. It's one of Xbox's main headline character people. So yeah, it's gonna be quite fun to see how that reacts. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. That's been talked about quite a lot, but that's coming up close to a release date.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
Are you a Metal Gear Solid
because of how it's looking? I started to really get into them, especially around when Phantom Pain, which I guess was the most recent one. But yeah, I've kind of gone back and played 1, 2, and 3 when they remade all those.
I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game, and I feel like I should be getting into this.
Steam.
I don't know what.
They're definitely. It's like Death Stranding, definitely, because it's a much more military version than Death Stranding. But you know, Kojima has his way of just those games are cool, but they just have their spots where you're just kind of like not really following what's going on, but that looks cool.
I feel like I always thought that because when I watched it like back in the past, I always thought like Metal Gear Solid. Who's the character in Metal Gear Solid? What's his name? Snake, isn't it?
Usually some version of Snake. They always change which version.
Isn't he like meant to be? Sorry, isn't he meant to be like a stealthy character?
Yeah, most of that game is trying to be a stealth style game.
And the last,
I don't know.
Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I don't know how much it remains stealthy towards the last few games, because they kind of just let you go in and shoot up the places now. But I think the first games used to penalize you for that.
And the last game coming out, I think it's gonna be some kind of headline game of this year. It's whether it does well or not, that's completely up to people. But Borderlands 4.
So this is funny because last time we talked about it, I wasn't so sure on how it was gonna do. I still am not 100% sure, but coming to understand kind of the idea behind this one, I think it might do better than I originally thought.
It's one of those things you kind of have to like.
It does make me a little.
For me, it's like on this kind of like, I could do well, but in the market of today's world, is it going to appeal as it did back in the past? That's kind of where I place that. That's my opinion.
I think the big thing that's going to be interesting about this one, and this isn't really spoiling anything everywhere now, is the fact that this game, unlike all the others, always had something to do with Pandora. And I guess the world you go to on this one is not Pandora. It actually, without really fully giving the ending of the last one to spoil that at all, it ties into what happened at the end of that game, unlocks this planet that nobody was able to get on till now. And now that it's open, every Vault Hunter is going.
I gotta just...
And that's kind of...
I'm just gonna call back. Is the events of Pandora from anything to do with what happened on the movie? Like, because I've not followed it. I've watched a little bit of the movie, but I don't know if that's anything to do with the game.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched the movie, so I don't know how much that movie got accurate. And
okay, we've got to do our research, and then we need to get back to that game at some point in the future. Okay, that's our job for next podcast, to take a look at Borderlands 4 a bit more. Okay, we've both got homework to do.
Right. All right.
Right. And then last but not least, Netflix, TV shows, anything in the realms of movies or stuff that you're interested in lately?
Yeah, mostly I've really enjoyed watching that third season of...
Okay, you're my Squid Game guy, because I don't watch Squid Games that as much as I should be, but go on.
Yeah, it's definitely one. I don't want to spoil the ending at all, but it has definitely been a show that when it ended, I think I've never had a show quite make me feel like I was mad at the ending and also really happy at the ending all at the same time.
That's a weird... That's a very weird thing to talk about a game. It's like, I'm happy and sad about the same thing.
Right, yeah, it's definitely a mind-boggling. But funny enough, I guess I didn't realize that it was such a big hype thing, because personally, I don't know her that well. But I guess at the very end of that film, they invited a very famous Hollywood actor to go up at the very end of that film, and she's also somebody that was in that movie that didn't do so well.
Is a famous actor in Squid Games?
Yeah, she shows up at the very end of it. She's kind of a...
What?
Oh yeah, it's a famous Hollywood actor, because they go to well, without really spoiling it, and this really doesn't have much to spoil it, because it's the very ending, and they cut it off right after you see her. Wait, is season 3 in English? They show up in LA.
No way, season 3 is not in English.
Well, no, season 3 is not in English. No, I mean, you can get an English.
Sorry, I thought you meant when Hollywood thing. I thought you meant that the Hollywood actress was speaking English and it was all going down the English route.
Now that could be because I don't know if this is really spoiling it, because they've had these people in the first one, but they bring the VIPs back, which I think the VIPs are always from English, because those are guys that speak actual English. Yeah. You can tell that the lips and all that line up. So they might have a couple of people come in like that, but yeah, I guess they brought in someone really famous at the end of that to kind of show a secret ending, and then they show her for all of like 2 minutes, and then this movie's done.
But if that doesn't get you hyped to watch Squid Games,
it's kind of the cameo.
I don't know what will.
Yeah, it's kind of a little cameo, I guess. Personally, it was funny because when they talked about her, so this is funny. That film ended, and then what they did was right after the film, you can watch a thing called Squid Game Sit Down, and what it is it's the main character that plays the guy that's 456, his name right now, and the main character that's the front man, and then the director, and they're sitting down discussing the movie or the show and how they've enjoyed it, and they bring up a lot of like, let's just say I watched that, and that's what made me happy about the ending, because it made me realize what he was trying to get across with
Okay.
that. And it was like, okay, that's amazing. And they talk about one thing in that I really am looking forward to. They're not sure on it. They're not sure on any spin-offs right now. And due to this kind of being a behind the scenes thing, I'm just gonna kind of say a little thing on it. They, as both of those actors sat there and said, they actually want to see a background around the front man, on what made him become the front man and his time when he was in the games and all that.
Wow.
So that might be an interesting spinoff if they have it. I don't know when it'll be, but
I'll
I hope to
Netflix
God
stuff
they
doing
do it.
spin-offs and everything, so we'll see what happens. All right, so that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the podcast. We're going to wrap it up there. I've been joined by Fidro, who's obviously been here for the podcast. We'll catch you again in a bit on one of our another Jump Inside podcasts. And we'll see what happens with the rest of the year. Because we've got lots of stuff coming up. And yeah, see you then. Goodbye. Hey, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, then please don't forget to consider to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on another Jump Inside video. Goodbye.